Are we up?
Yes.
How do you know?
The countdown on the screen say live 0011 or something like that. So we
And
have about 14, 15 seconds into the live already. Hello, everybody.
hi, everybody. Let me see. Oh, Girl is here from California. Yay. So, welcome. Yeah, it seems like it worked. Tim was helping me figure out the whole thing with
That's
the.
Shirley. Hello, Shirley.
You say Shirley? I I
Yes.
I read
Vanguard, Shirley. That's Shirley.
Girl Shirl.
Yep.
So it's Shirley. Hi, Shirley. Uh, we're just waiting for a few more people to join, and we are going to start talking. Well, we always talk. Hi, Sue.
Hello, Sue.
And
Captain Zulu. Hello.
oh, Captain Zulu is one of your viewers, right? I have seen them in one of your live chats.
I think
I
so,
like
yeah.
the name.
Well,
So
thanks for
cheers,
coming over.
everybody. Cheers. I am having peach green tea
Eh,
with a little bit of heavy cream. It's
I
the
don't know what I'm
complete.
having. My wife bought this. Grass jelly aloe vera. Let me.
Wow. I am pretty sure yours is way healthier than mine.
I don't know about that. It's loaded with milk and sugars.
Yeah, but at least you don't have artificial flavors and things like that. So I don't know what is worse. So, Shirley, Sue, Captain Susu, uh, what do you have for electric? Let us know in comments. Uh, if you, Shirley says you are Canada darling.
Yes.
We saw him first. We are not. We are not giving him to you. No, no. So would Shirley has a blueberry.
So
The
Sue,
the backdrop is just a sunset in Flagstaff, but anywhere in the desert, the sunsets are like that. So it's amazing.
oh,
Cap-
okay. So Captain Zulu, yeah, I think so. Yeah, he commented on my video a lot.
oh, I know you. Yes, in the Astro. Yes, we have um, talked through comments. Yes, so the sunsets in the desert, they're always like that. It's amazing. When there are no clouds in the sky, you don't see all those colors. But it usually is cloudy, so perfect. You get all these beautiful colors. Yeah, you said you're from Canada. I know. And I said, no, Canada, we are not going to give you Tim. Tim belongs to us here in the desert, period. Well,
Now, now you
let,
all can stare.
let's not fight over Tim. We will share
All
him.
right.
So, what is the weather like where you are, guys? It is, what did I say? 65, I told you, right? Tim? I don't remember now. It is about 65 here. How hot is it for you, Tim? I think Tim doesn't hear me. I think he froze. I don't know what he did, but he froze. So let's. Oh, here he comes. Hi,
Can you
Tim.
hear me now? Can you
Now
hear
we
me?
can hear.
Yeah, I think
Now,
somebody is texting me, and then if I type a text, that's why I'm freezing.
ah, so Shirley says
Wow, it's zero.
this
No better.
is about 0. Wow, that's cold. And Captain Susu says, I am using one that he made, 100 amps lithium to start out with 400 watts of solar. That is a nice. It sounds nice. I don't know much about electrical.
So the 400-watt panel is a perfect size to charge that battery, because even at an angle, you will get half of 400, which is 200 watt per hour. You can get to charge your battery. So you depend on whatever you see. Preferably when you have battery like that, you don't want it to drop below 50%, which is 500 watt you use. So 500 watt and 200 take you about 2.5 hours to charge it up, even at a very low solar, low sun.
So Tim, would you say he has a good uh,
Yeah, that's a perfect setup right there.
system? Perfect. Shirley, I am in Nevada. I am at 2,600 feet altitude. Hey, Kenneth, how are you?
I can.
I did not bring any garlic today, so sorry.
Ah,
So, Shirley, I am in Nevada. I really love this part of the desert. It's it's really nice. So, what time is it?
it's
8 minutes.
about
We can, yeah,
4:08.
eight
Yep.
minutes. Hmm? What did you say, Tim?
It's 4:08
Yes,
Pacific time.
time. Correct. So, hey, Doug, how are you? Can you hear us well?
Hi, Doug.
And Shirley, what do you mean by soon? This month? Excellent. Thank you, Doug. Um, so this is the thing. We these two guys, Doug and Tim, they were so generous. Uh, what color shoes am I wearing right now, Sue? Nothing. I am barefoot. I can prove it. I am inside of my van, so I am barefoot. It's the only way to keep the van clean. So Tim and Doug uh, agreed to help me because this is the problem with electrical. There are 1,000 videos on YouTube explaining uh, why Jackery is better than Bluetti or Bluetti better than Jackery, and all the technical discussion about which of the two brands or any other brands. I think there is another one, EcoFlow, and I don't know how many. Everybody talks about. Hi, Crystal. Welcome. So everybody talks. There are so many hundreds of videos on YouTube that when you are about to, Shirley has a 100 watt, 120 watt foldable Bluetti with a 500 and 600 power bank. So you have two, a 500 and a 600. So this is the point. If you don't know anything about electrical, you are going to do what I did. I made so many mistakes because everybody was out there saying, "Oh, buy a Bluetti, buy a Jackery, buy this, buy that," but nobody tells you the rationale behind the equipment you should have. So I talked with Tim and I said, let's start by the very beginning. So this stays as a video for beginners to find their way without, hopefully, without spending too much money to have electrical. And for the old timers that have experience, to see if they want to optimize their system or if they are happy with what they have. That was the idea behind getting together and going from zero to whatever in a couple of sessions, trying to understand what is best for each individual case. And the point is that it depends on each individual case. So I have a situation and a question for you, for the audience, to respond to see what you would do in this one case. A friend of mine, Cheryl, she's barely starting her nomadic experience. She's still deciding what vehicle she will end up with. She doesn't know much about anything. And for now, the only thing she has with her that needs to be charged is her cell phone. Just that. Wait. Don't give them the answer. Don't give them the answer. Oh,
No,
please.
I'm just showing that probably what she's using right now to charge her phone.
Yeah, but I want the audience to see what they would suggest she uses because she doesn't have absolutely anything. What she does is, if she is parked somewhere, she runs her engine and she charges her phone with the engine running, and that's it. That's all she has. So, what
Which is
would you?
what she probably used is this to charge her phone in the car.
Oh, right, you're right about that. She probably plugs in the cigarette lighter and she charges like that with the car running. So, what would you, people with experience, recommend my friend Cheryl uh, to use to charge her phone? Creak, 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 creak.
Well, okay, so
Someone says you look
this is
relaxed.
the only she's using right now, which is not very efficient. Because once
Well,
her phone ran out,
Tim,
right?
Tim, obviously,
Mm.
I mean, for I understand that with newer cars, it's not very good to have the engine idling, right? Just to charge a phone is a lot of gas
Yes,
you use.
no, said no.
But in any case, there are better solutions than that, right?
Right.
So nobody suggests anything. What? Where is that spirit? So we are going to
Are
count
you,
to five, and we are going to let Tim tell my friend Shirley what he would use to charge the phone. Oh, look at what Captain Susu says. There's some foldable solar panels you can plug in an USB plug. And Shirley says, what about charging your power bank? She doesn't have a power bank. She doesn't have anything yet. She doesn't know how electrical works. So the idea is today we are going to start from zero. Tim, How do you like what Captain Susu says?
That will work. But what about at nighttime? Where are you going to get the sun for that panel at nighttime when you need power to charge?
Well, that happens to all of us. So why don't you show Three Generations says solar power battery pack would work just for a phone. So I suppose
Mm.
you let's see if you like what Tim has to suggest.
Well, let me
Go
tell
ahead.
you, when I start this Van Live, I have nothing, not even power bank. And the only thing I had was just a small power bank like this. And actually, this thing I bought 3 years ago, it comes with a solar panel built in, right?
Yep.
And it have a built-in light also. So this is all I need back then, when in the beginning. This is all I used to keep to get power to my phone. I only use my phone for everything. So this is all I need back in 2019. But then over time, this cannot keep up once I bring the laptop. So I bought more power bank like this. This will run
Mhm.
the laptop for
Wait. Put it
almost
in
eight
front of
hours.
Tim. Put it in front of the camera and don't move it so we can see it.
All right. So this, see the port right there? That's a
Yep.
USB A point 2.1, right? And this is
Yep.
the old style. The other, let me see, the other plug right here. This is the old style to plug in to charge your phone. But nowadays, the new phone, they use this type. USB-C and USB-A 3.1. I think there's
Move it.
4.0 right now, but right now, these are the most affordable one.
Move it a little bit in front of the camera because we were seeing just a part of it. The other way.
How about
There.
that?
There. So you have two USBs and
And
a
one
C.
USB-C. Yep.
Perfect. So
And these
what
are
can
the
you
old
charge with
style.
that?
This is the old style.
Got you. What can you charge with that?
You can charge the phone. You can charge the laptop. Actually, you're not gonna charge the laptop. You can keep the laptop running with these two if you want to.
Right. And you can charge maybe a phone and a tablet or a laptop if they're small
Right?
with that
Right?
one, right?
And these
How
are
long
convenient because they can get charged within an hour or so when you're driving down the road.
when you're driving? So you
Yep.
charge it when you're driving and then you use it during the rest of the day and the night and everything.
Yep.
If you charge it
And it
with the
lasts you
solar
throughout
panel,
the night and day.
okay. If you charge it with the solar panels, the one you show that has solar panels, how long does it take?
Oh, that one take a long time because it's a small solar panel, so it would take probably a whole day, 8 hours to charge this thing. So I wouldn't recommend it. This is
But
just for emergency situation where you,
but you can always charge it while you're driving or at the library or wherever, and it
yeah, you
lasts
just plug it in.
for a long time. Yeah.
Right.
So let's say hello to Roy and Becky's Travel. Howdy, howdy. MoBang invited us here. I know. Tim is amazing. M&M Caravan. Hello, guys. Hi. Um,
Hi,
Crystal
Eminem.
says, Crystal says you can run your USB lights on those two and a USB ceiling fan. Ask me how I know. I know how you know because you have an amazing ceiling fan.
Oh,
Uh,
this one you don't need to get a light. It's already have a built-in light. See?
right, but she
So,
probably is thinking about fairy lights,
oh,
something
yeah,
like
this
that.
power pack is very versatile. They have many uses.
Yep. Hi, Kim and Carrie. Hi.
Hi, Curry. Hi,
Uh,
Kim.
So that would be the first step for someone that only has a cell phone, a small tablet, and some fairy lights. That portable pack is a simple thing that you can plug in to the car or the wall, and that's it. Um, hi Pam, how are you? Yeah, she was talking about fairy string lights. Um, but now we all know the next step up is power banks. Now, why
Right.
would we consider power banks? Because obviously we are beyond just the cell phone or the small laptop. Now we want to connect something else, like my laptop that lives on soaking electricity, or um, a fridge, or something else, right? So then we have to start getting bigger uh, capacity power banks. What do you have, Tim?
Well, by the way, we not sponsor. Actually, this I was sponsored, but I'm not recommending this at all. But
Good
this is a
idea.
little bit bigger power bank, and I think it holds 288 watt hour.
Is that Jackery?
No, it's here. Can you see the brand?
Ticos, Ticos, something like that.
Texas.
So, oh,
Yeah,
Tecos,
Texas.
Tech Us. It's like the
Yep.
boss of technological things.
So this thing come. Of course, you have all sort of option. Cigarette
Mhm.
lighter, plug in. And
Yeah.
then you have 5.5, 12 volt.
Hmm.
You have USB-C, and then USB-A, and with a built-in light. And in the back, you have the option of using 120 volt AC, just
Right.
like at
To
home.
Like for example, I have my electric toothbrush, and that one I have to connect to an AC. So, hi Scotty from Hawaii. You're probably not under below zero, so we envy you. So, Shirley says she has the Blue 80, blah blah blah, EV3A, and the EV7S, 70S. I don't use a lot of power and haven't traveled much yet. Appreciate this live so much. We appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. And Pam, it says if you have a little bigger power banks, you could still charge them at a coffee shop or library. A power bank you could put in a tote bag, like Tim is showing. Yes, I have done that just once. Mine is a Jackery 500, and I brought it into a library once, and I charged it there, and it was a lifesaver in a series of very cloudy days. The point is, when I started, I bought a 500 Jackery because in my ears, 500 sounded like a lot. But then I also got a very big fridge, and the fridge sucked the energy of the 500 like nothing. And it was a series of bad experiences. On top of that, every time I try to charge my 500 while I am driving, it burns a fuse in the fuse box of the van. But that is, Tim, I found the answer to that. Someone let me know that Dodge Grand Caravans, they come with a cigarette lighter that is not properly wired. So I don't remember now how many amps the cable is, but it shouldn't. It should have been a different cable, a different installation for those cigarette lighters. So they are very weak, and the van keeps burning the fuses because. But that is apparently a problem with this type of van. So, in any case, uh, Roy and Becky says, I've seen quite a few of those using jackery colors now. Yes, uh, our jackery 240 is going on 5 years. 5 years. That is good quality indeed. Uh, 10 amps is a lighter plug. I have no idea what that means, Kapsusu. Um,
Let
I am
let
horrible
me
with it.
let me kind of summarize what it means. That means you
Okay,
can get
yes, please.
120 watt maximum out of that.
Eh? Eh?
Did I get you lost already?
Eh? He takes advantage of me because he knows I don't understand those things.
Well, remember when you say your fuse keep burning out?
Yeah,
When you're charging your 1000 watt uh, battery power station,
five,
it sucks a
500.
lot of watt.
500.
Yeah. So okay, for even 500, it's gonna suck a lot of watt to charge your power station. And if the wire is not built like that, it gets hot. That's why you burned your fuse.
Got
It
you.
was not
Perfect.
capable to
Yes,
handle whatever that charger won.
perfect. Now I understand that. Yes, Captain Susu says it is a thick wire. That's easy. So Shirley says, I use the power wherever I can. I am lucky to still have a home base. Yes, of course, if you have a home base and you don't have to depend on the sun, that's amazing. I was caravanning with Carrie last month, and we had a series of days. It was like 5 days or so, super high winds and very, very cloudy. We were so tired of the wind and so frustrated. We stayed one night in a hotel. We shared a room and we charged everything. I should have had the photo here. Our jackeries, everything, everything. We charged everything. I even charged my toothbrush, everything. And then for several days, we were fantastic. My problem with the jackery is also the flexible panels. My Jackery 500 came with a 100 flexible panel that broke in 6 months because they are very fragile. They are plastic, they break when it's windy, they get flipped over and they crack. Luckily, I was still under guarantee and they sent me a new one. But 6 months into it, it was already cracking up again. That is why I decided to have the solar panel on the roof of my van, and that is amazing. It feels amazing. But I made another mistake.
Mm,
I just got a 100-watt panel, right? Tim, what
right?
should have, what should have, what should I have gotten?
You
What would
should as
you?
big as your roof can hold. The solar panel, by as big as your roof can accommodate it.
That is the perfect answer. As big as you can carry on your roof. Excellent. Um, Shirley says, I almost went with a jackery. One doesn't know, as you're saying. Exactly. Nobody tells you. My 500 could not take the charge of the fridge and the laptop and the phone and the toothbrush and the lights and the this and the that. I should have gotten at least a 1000 or a 1500. But now, how do we know, Tim, what size of power bank we should buy?
You have to figure out what you have total equipment inside your van you're going to be using, Barry,
And
and
we
add
have to
up
write
all
it
the
down,
watts.
right? And we have to
Yep.
write it down. Like the fridge
Not
takes,
only that, you add them together, and then you add in 20% more of that.
so the
So let's
fridge,
say you have a total of 1,000 watt that you're going to need.
wait, but
Add
let,
20% more,
let,
so that's a 1,200 watt total you need.
wait, but let's suppose the fridge takes, I don't know, how much does a fridge take? They say in the label how
A
many
small
watts,
fridge
right?
will take about 40 watt. A small fridge will take 40 watt.
40 watts an
It's
hour.
flexible. When it start out at 40 and then it go down to 30. So average about 35 watt for a small fridge.
There
And
you
then
go.
some of
So
them can
35.
go up as high as 70 watt.
But let's start at somewhere in between, 50 watts. Let's start the fridge 50 watts. The phone, I don't know.
Right?
How much do you say
5
a
watt.
phone takes? 5 watts. Well, probably
5
it's the
watt to
same
charge it.
for the laptop. I know sometimes it takes about 100 watts. So you write all those things down, you add it up, and then you add 20% more. That is your suggestion? Huh? But
Oh, you asking me?
yes,
Just I just add them up and then buy the biggest power bank you can afford to buy.
exactly, exactly. So Shirley says exactly, Tim. Are you cooking propane, butane, open fire, or plugging in a portable? Cooking is most important after your cooler. Don't need a fridge. Well, I like a fridge because I like to boondock. So if I can stay somewhere out there without having to come back to the city for groceries, I'd rather stay at least, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 days out there. And for that, you do need a fridge. And I do have kind of a diet. So I have to. Hey, She Shed! Look, Tim, She Shed is here. So my problem is, there is a point after you add up all the watts you may need to charge all the things you want to have. Let's say, for example, Crystal has a beautiful microwave in her van and a big fridge. Uh, I know of some people who have an Instapot. When you start adding all those things, there is a point when buying bigger jackeries or blueries, it doesn't make any sense because um, a 1,500 jackery, I think it's almost $2,000. And then you have to add the solar panels to that, which is going to be probably at least $600 more. So you're talking about somewhere between $2,500 and $3,000 for a big power bank. It's a lot of money. That is why we were talking about this, and we were saying, okay, uh, why do people have systems inside of their vans, like the one Tim just showed us he made? with a battery, a lithium battery, um, because there is a point when it is we have to make go simpler and cheaper. Because I don't know about you guys, but I cannot afford buying a $3,000 equipment to, I mean, feed my fridge and my laptop. That doesn't make any sense. So Carrie says everyone has different needs and requirements. She got 1500 and the solar panels because I knew I could run things up to 1800 watts. It was a great investment to me. Yes, of course, indeed. Captain Susu says, I have a gaming laptop. That is what I have too. 240 watts. I'd like to end up with three 100 amp batteries with 800 of solar saving up for that setup. Yep. Da, da, da. Pam says she remembers the larger ones can be very heavy to lift. Yes. You cannot walk into the library with a tote with a 1500 because they are going to think you're carrying a corpse. It's a big
Can
thing.
I add something? Can I add
Yes,
something to Pam comment? So the bigger your battery power station is, the longer it's gonna take to charge it. So what kind of solar panel you gotta have? Even with the bigger solar panel, you only get so much per hour. So if you use up all your 1500 watt, guess what? How long it will take you to charge that up fully with your solar panel out in the middle of nowhere? It will take a long time. So you have to consider what type. So you don't want to use up your power station completely. You want to be about 50% of it. And then you have to figure out what kind of solar panel you have. Let's say you have a 200 watt solar panel and you use up 700 watt already. It will take you about 3.5 hours to charge it back up full. So
mm-hmm,
and if you use a portable one, you have to lay it out there. You have to sit there and watch your power station charge for 3.5 hours. So you can't do anything away from your vehicle.
right. I agree. And that ties with what Kim is saying that you're not charging everything all at the same time. I agree with you, Kim, but the fridge is something that goes on and off during the day several times. And maybe you're not using the laptop, but guess what? If you get one of those stretches when you don't have good sunlight for 2 or 3 days, or if it is rainy for a week, as it happened to me in Washington, um, then you're in trouble because if you can charge everything and then you can wait, yeah, you can unplug some things to make it go a little further, but you're always on the edge trying to make it last.
Especially when you have meat to make egg roll, and if you don't have it, keep it frozen, it's gonna spoil. And I'm on the edge all the time until all the egg rolls cook.
Those egg rolls are amazing, and they didn't taste rotten. So your fridge obviously works very well. So that is the point. On the one hand, you have to first add everything you have and decide what size of equipment you will need, and give yourself room for more, because if it is cloudy, you're not going to be able to replenish the electricity. So that is when we get to the point of oh, I was asking Tim yesterday about something he did on his car that was unusual. It's an unusual thing, running that cable for the hair dryer, remember?
Well,
That is
like I
something
said, when I start this bad life out, I don't have no power station big enough to run let's say even 300-watt rice cooker. So I came up with a way to do it by let me see. Let's see. I can pull the cable out now. So this is the two cable you see, black and red. This is actually go all the way out to my vehicle battery out there. And what I did is I have, well, this is not a 300, 400 watt because I'm using it from my build right now. But I hooked this up to this, and then I will be driving down the road and cooking my rice at the same time without having to have a power station.
That is perfect. I would think of, for example, running my van if I needed to use a hair dryer. So running the engine while I connect all of that, and I connect my hair dryer to those cables so I can use it, because a hair dryer takes too much energy
Not
from a power bank.
not the cable. You have to hook that cable into here and then plug your hair dryer into this to run your hair dryer. This is an
Right, and
inverter.
that is
Go from
an
DC
inverter.
to AC. Yeah.
So it takes DC electricity from the battery, right? And it allows
Right.
you to
It take
charge.
so you do not want to do this without the engine running. You will drain your battery, the vehicle battery completely.
Immediately.
So you
Yeah.
want to run the engine because the engine will run the alternator to charge your battery, and it will pipe down to here to for you to run whatever you need.
Hmm. Right. But it's perfect. I mean, if you ever need to charge something, I mean, to power something very big, again, I use the example of the hair dryer because that is a killer. You could have those cables connected to an inverter. So that inverts, you explained that to me. Let's see if I remember. That inverts the current coming from the battery of the car, which is DC. It changes that
Direct
current
current.
to,
DC is direct current,
okay, yeah.
and then invert
Uh,
to AC, which is alternate current.
it is what?
Alternate current.
Got you. Which
What it
is the
does
one that,
is do like this, back and forth, back and forth. The current move back and forth like this. That's why they call it alternate current. Whereas
oh,
DC is like go straight across.
perfect. We are going to know so much after today. Uh, Crystal says, oh, Shirley says, take some drink bottles if you can and drop them on your work freezer. If a cook family freezer, yeah, that is a great idea unless you are camping in the middle of nowhere. Yes, I agree. Crystal says, my preference before getting on the roof solar panel was to have a couple or few smaller power stations and panels to use specifically to designated items, and it doesn't take as long to charge them. If the day is sunny, you're right. Yes. Captain Susu. I love you, Captain Susu. He says, I know it is taboo, and I am sorry, but I am packing a gas generator as a backup. You know, no judgment here. Everybody has generators out here in the middle of nowhere. Everybody has generators. The only thing is when you're camping close to other people, just observe the rule from 10 p.m. to 7 a.m. Try not to run it because it's the time when people
Or run
sleep.
run as long as you need it, and then turn it off. That way, you give people a break from listening to that all day long.
Exactly. But don't don't worry about that. I mean, nobody's going to judge you for having a generator. Everybody does. The only thing is a generator is expensive. It's we have solutions for you, but it depends. Shirley says a hair dryer on the road. No, no, not really. But I think it's a great example of something that sucks energy out of your power banks. It's ridiculous. You cannot have some things. Crystal says, Adriana, just drive and open your windows and you instant hair dry. Uh, with the wind in the desert, you don't even need to drive. You just put your head out of the window and that's it. So, so yes, those are the basics of the. I suffered having those portable solar panels because there are days when you cannot take them outside because it's rainy or it's very windy and they break if they fall. So there were days when I couldn't get them outside. If you're stealth in a city, you cannot take them outside because you can't. You have to go to a park or something like that. So to me, the solar panels were the constant little wheel, the hamster in the wheel. I have to take the panels out. I have to charge my Jaggery. I have to take the panels out. It was it was grueling. Now that I have the thing on the roof, it's amazing. You don't need to worry. So the point is, if you're going to have a fridge, if you have a gaming laptop or computer, if you want to have a TV screen, if you want to have a hair dryer, if you want to have, I don't know, I have lots of these kind of lights that I use to, I mean, inside of my van, and they're all powered. So there are some other alternatives, and we are going to be talking about that next Saturday with Tim and Doug. Doug is going to show us the what do you call it, the in-house
Is how
component,
very.
in-house batteries. Yep. And Tim
Yep.
is going to show us what he has, which is, I love I love both. We are going to talk about that. Tim has something in a minivan that is amazing. Having that system inside of a minivan, it's amazing. Crystal says the solar on the roof is a game changer when you cannot get out and change the portable panels. It's they are a pain in the neck. I think eventually we all end up, because I am in the process of moving into that direction, we all end up getting a in-house battery like what Tim has or what Doug has, and so that is what I think we end up doing in the end. Uh, Air dry is best for hair and very little or no product. True, true. The Shigly, I don't even own a hair dryer. I don't, but I use that as an example because it is something that you connect and it empties your jackery. It just sucks everything out of there. I suppose it's similar to a Ninja blender, one
Mm.
of those bullet. What else? I don't know with the Instapot. Does the Instapot take too much?
And it's also induction cooktop will suck a lot of use out of your battery too.
I would rather have propane because you have to have a huge equipment for an induction plate. Wait, a Crystal has a microwave, beautiful microwave that I will own because I will steal it from her. Um, but a microwave also uses a lot of energy from the get go. It takes a lot, right? I don't know if
Yeah, but
Crystal knows.
if you use for 11 minutes, let's say, I think crystal microwave is about 600 watt. So
Uh-huh.
600 watt divided by 60, you only use every minute you use six six watt. No, 10 watt. So 10 watt time 11 minutes, that's 110 watt of power you use from your battery, your power station. So it's not that bad
Right.
if you can use for short time.
But if
Did I
that
make
is a
your head
Jagger,
spin with all this math going on?
but that is if you have a Jaggery 500 like I do, so
Right?
suddenly you used almost a fourth of the charge in 10 minutes, and maybe
Right,
it
but
takes you, I don't
the
know.
500 is not built to run 600 watt device. So you have to have a power station bigger than what device you're using to provide that kind of wattage.
Exactly, or an in-house system, right?
Eh,
That is the best. That is the
Well,
best.
a house system with the proper inverter.
You are going to teach us that next Saturday, you and Doug,
Hmm.
what the difference is, because I will be taking notes. Today I talked too much. Next
No,
Saturday, you
perfect.
guys, you will
That
talk.
way I don't have to talk too much.
Crystal says, QQQ Tim, is it bad for your in-house batteries if you have them turned off from the solar input for a while? I have them off right now because I am using shore power. Do you understand the
No,
question?
it's, it's bad if you leave it out in the cold or in extreme heat. So if you have a portable one, take it inside the house. If you're gonna stay in a hotel or a house, take it inside. Don't leave it outside. We will talk a little bit more next week how to take care of your house battery.
Oh, that is a great question. I will ask you that question so I learn. Perfect. That is the idea today, was to try to make it simpler for people who may just start right now to understand what battery packs are, the power banks, or even those small ones for a cell phone, like my friend Shirley has, those kind of things. Next Saturday, we are going to go serious. We are going to go professional. We are going to have great systems that are probably cheaper than a big Jackery or a big Blue Eddy, and are going to give you way more capacity to plug in way many more things, right?
Yeah, make sure you bring drink, snack, and an open mind because you don't be filled up with information. Might get overflow.
Oh, Crystal says it's her solar setup batteries, so the lithium batteries, I suppose. The light PO4 12-volt 100-watt batteries. So the question was, let me rephrase the question. Although these questions should be for next Saturday because you have an in-house system. Is it bad for your in-house batteries if you have them turned off? If you don't connect them to the solar, is that bad?
No, not really.
I think of that
But
like
you do
you
not want
go.
to leave them. Yeah, we're gonna talk more. It's really deep talk about it, a little deeper than it will take today.
But this is a fair question, and the way I see the question is, if I go to, I don't know, AutoZone to buy a battery, they take it off the shelf and they put it in my car and it runs.
Mm.
So, and it has been sitting on a shelf without having any input of energy. So not having any input is not going to damage the battery, I guess, right?
But but there's a but. If you leave it like that for months and months on, it will kill that berry. I mean, it's
I
deplete
I don't
slowly.
think
It's very slow.
right, but I don't think Crystal was talking about leaving them disconnected for months. Probably it's just for some hours, right, Crystal?
Yeah, that's,
So
yeah, it won't do anything to it. As long as you don't let it go for more than 6 months without getting charged up.
6 months, we're good. We're
Yep.
good. But that is 1 month. 1 month is okay.
Yeah, it's okay. Remember, the berry will deplete itself so many percent its day. So eventually it will drain itself out, and then it get to a certain point. It's so bad that it will not. You won't be able to charge it back up.
Ah,
But it's like I said, I don't want to go in too deep to it.
yeah. And the other thing is, wait, 1 month. The other thing is that makes me think of people who are buying, for example, next year I will be probably buying a new van because I want to go a little bigger. So if I come across one that already has batteries and everything, I guess that is important information for me to buy, uh, and make sure the batteries are not already too old, because otherwise I will have to buy new batteries.
Well,
Shirley says,
the berry, if you look on top, there's a date that it produced, so you know when it was produced, and you can calculate the month how long it was on the shelf from there.
right, but you don't know the person who used it, how long they used it, and how. Maybe they had
Mm.
it sitting there for months. Shirley says, I just put a new battery in Laverne, so she's good for 6 years. 6 years! Wow, that's a lot. Oh, thank you, Three Generations. She says, please give a thumbs up to the videos. Yes, please, if you can do that, we would we will appreciate that. So that's a wrap. We are going to meet again next Saturday. Oh, 6 years is the battery guarantee. That's good. That's excellent. That must be a very good brand to give you 6 years guarantee. Nice. So thank you very much, people, for being here. You're amazing. And thank you for helping decode the weird language of electrical. Uh,
My pleasure.
we're going to make it really difficult next Saturday, right?
It's not difficult. It's a little bit more advanced. That's all.
It's not difficult for you because you understand.
Bring your
Uh,
note and so that's all.
you're too generous, Tim. Uh, give him an overhaul. Thank you. Crystal says it's been a great live stream, Adrian and Tim. The thing is, we're a great team, right, Tim?
Yes. You do
Thank
all the
you.
talking. I'm just listening and answer whenever
I
you ask.
know, I know. And then people say I talk too much. I don't. You just don't
Suddenly
hear
it was
me.
telling that I was too relaxed. Of course, it's not my life. It's Adriana's life. So I'm just chilling over here.
Okay, if you ever invite me to do a live with you, I promise I won't say a word. I will
Hey,
see
you're the
you,
host. You're supposed to run the show, right?
but I will do it for you. Don't worry. Three Generations has a fantastic suggestion. I love it. They say bring paper, pen, and questions. Yes, these guys, they say They know a lot, and we want to put them to the test.
Did we say that? I think Adriana just put word in our
No, you say, "Oh, it's easy. It's easy. This is super easy." Uh,
I'm
thank
trying
you,
to
Tim.
encourage people to learn here.
It's easy for you because you know. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you, Tim, for your help. You're amazing. So
Thank
thank you,
you everybody
everybody.
for coming.
Yes. And we will wait for you next Saturday.
Sound great. I'll be there. Is it
You
next
you have
Saturday?
next Saturday. Oh,
Okay.
it's April 1st. April 1st. It's Fool's
Yeah.
Day. So
Oh.
you can teach everything wrong. And
Uh,
then you say,
who who planned this out?
so thank you. You have to blow a kiss, Tim. Ah, perfect. Bye.
Bye, everybody.